One morning, a familiar-looking character pulled into Brendan Docks. "Hello, Bulstrode," said Cranky. "What brought you back from the dead?" "I was given a second chance by the workmen," said Bulstrode. "Turns out I was only retired because my hull was busted in Season 4. But I've been repaired and I'll be working here from now on." Just then, Salty and Harvey entered the docks. "Ahoy there, Cranky," he honked. "While I was working at Knapford, I heard you had a twin brother named Twanky. What's he like?" "Don't mention him," snarled Cranky. "I can tell you," said Harvey. "Twanky made childish but still inappropriate sex jokes, and he got his ass moved back to Knapford Harbor." "Then you're in luck to see him," called Henry as he collected some trucks to take to the warehouse. "Sir Tom Hat wants you to go help at Knapford Harbor, while Ryan will be working here for a few days as a trial. Good luck." As Salty and Harvey made their way over to Knapford Harbor, they heard an annoying voice as the camera crew showed off the harbor. "Welcome, plebeian Ghislaine newbies," called Twanky. "I wanted to tell a penis joke, but it's too long." "You made that already," called Harvey. "Come up with new material." "Aye," agreed Salty. "New jokes are important. You can't keep shitting out the same material." "I have something new," called Twanky. But the material greatly offended the trucks, some of which were being shunted by Stafford. "Get Twanky," one yelled, and they soon broke away from Stafford. On, they yelled, as they rattled down the line and fell off the quayside. They crash-landed in a container ship, missing Twanky thoroughly. As the mess was being cleared away, Twanky made an announcement. "I'm firing a pod with this inappropriate joke I made across the island." Salty and Harvey, who had seen the joke, panicked. "Don't do it! Some will fear for their lives! Eyes over it! It's dangerous and threatening!" But Twanky didn't care. He fired the pod out into the skies. The joke was reviled by nearly everyone on the Island of Sodor. Daisy was so distracted by the joke, she crashed into Boko head-on. "I'm sorry," said Daisy, "but some comments are just too distracting because of how awful they are in nature. Twanky must be stopped." "This did not happen," Boko said to himself. "I did not just interact with her in this manner. I did not interact with the character who I shared a chassis with in the model series." It wasn't long before Edward arrived with Rocky to clear up the wreckage. "So, who did what this time?" asked Edward dryly. "Twanky made an inappropriate joke and caused me to crash," said Daisy abashedly. "You can still just try to ignore jokes like that," said Edward. "What do you think will happen tonight, Rocky?" "A fight will occur over the joke," said Rocky. "I hope I'll be able to join. I can be a medic for those who get injured." I'm sorry to say, Rocky wasn't too far from the truth. At Vickerstown, Diesel 10 was resting in the sheds with some other engines. "That's the thing, boys," Diesel 10 said to Bowler and Spam Can. "I abandoned Splotch because they're f***ing morons. I'm much better without them, even if I can tolerate some of these steam engines." As Bowler and Spam Can were about to lambast Diesel 10 for working with the steam engines, one of the station masters for Vickerstown came running in. "You all! Where's the nearest mental health training facility?" he asked. "I need to be assisted after seeing the most inappropriate joke from this piss quit at Knapford." And he showed the joke to the engines. "This wasn't a joke," snarled Bowler. "This was a declaration of war. And if that fire-infused ocean of stagnant koala feces wants war, he shall have it." "Henry!" called Diesel 10. "I have a proposal for you. Despite being enemies at times, we're at risk by that asshole Crane at Knapford. If you help us with the war and recruit some individuals to join us, I might be generous enough to convince some of my acquaintances whom I tolerate to not be threatening assholes to you and tone down their dickishness. Amen, said Henry bluntly, and I know some friends who'd be ready to go to war with that metal abortion. But Nia, who was coming back from the mainland, had overheard and raced off to Knapford to warn Twanky, as did one or two others who silently left the shed.
If that's the case,
Twanky said upon hearing what was going on,
we'll fight back.
An hour later, Diesel 10 entered Callan Station to meet with the other colleagues he was working with to fight Knapford. Aside from the engines we saw at Vickerstown, his colleagues were James, Donald and Douglas, Neville, Duck, Stepney, Madge, and Ryan. The significant humans who joined were me, Mike, his mother Melissa, and various dickheads dressed up as video game characters. Alright everyone, said Diesel 10. I'll lead off the battle by destroying the entrance to the harbor. Then we'll fire some tankers at the other faceless cranes to knock down their self-defenses. Anyone have any other suggestions? We have tons of trucks with aquatic creatures in them, said Donald. We can launch them through a cannon at them. In addition, said Douglas, I brought some trucks with me with annoyingly addicting cargo, yellow snow. Melissa said,
Oh well, I could be a backup way to reach Twanky in case all of you fail. I can come into the harbor through a boat and shoot him, causing him to fall.
It's not just Twanky we're after, D199. We're after the harbor in general. He's holding hostage. She's got Nia, Rebecca, Spencer, Molly after she got drunk, the horde lorries, or he's splattered, Dodge, all of the Knapford police force, and even Stanley. All nothing characters.
Well, whatever you say, Spam Can.
Burn. Cut the shit, everyone, yelled Diesel 10. Let's stick to the plans until Spam Cam's shitty one and go! 1 hour later, Twanky had his crew on guard throughout the harbor, when suddenly they heard quiet sounds of a diesel approaching. Then they heard the crunching of metal.
The barrier is broken!
The barrier is broken! Attack! As the war continued, Molly bumped a line of fuel tankers down the line towards Spamcan, who was spamming L's through their chat. As he crashed into the fuel tankers and derailed, Molly laughed, "Guess they call you a spam can for a reason." As the harbor continued falling into a state of violence and destruction, Nia yelled out, "I'll unleash our army of robots!" And a gigantic army of robots disguised as Minecraft mobs charged towards the engines. "Out of all the war methods you could have deployed," I yelled, "dressing up as dickheads is definitely one of them." "Let's not worry too much about them," Mike grunted. "Let me just beat their trash asses." As the war raged on, Spencer spoke to Twanky. "Our fate lies in a charged skull," he said grimly. "My driver stole it from the lead mines around here. If we can put it on its alternate body in the warehouse, we can end this war." "You can do it!" yelled Twanky in his Rob Schneider-like voice. At the same time, Melissa was coming in strong on her boat, and she'd overheard the plans.
They've discovered the skull! Protection mode!
But it wasn't fast enough. Less than a minute later, Spencer's driver had the skull on the body, and it started making horrifying noises. "Shit, it's gonna blow! Oh, we gotta get out of here!" "Oh, I don't know how we're gonna survive this one." Melissa then grabbed Mike and pulled him onto her boat. In one last final effort, before the entire harbor exploded like a nuclear bomb, she shot Twanky. "Ah! You're not dead yet!" said Splatter as he and Dodge pulled him back up as they were conveniently chained to him. But no sooner was Twanky back up. No one was killed, but Knapford Harbor was in a state of destruction, chaos, and everything more. As she hugged Mike, Melissa said,
Oh, my son, are you okay?
"I am," grunted Mike. "I'm not sure that asshole of a Crane is." Standing tall and proud, Melissa continued,
As far as I'm aware, all the members of our team escaped with no deaths. Your partner 1911 escaped via a motorcycle.
But unbeknownst to them, Twanky had escaped too and was hiding somewhere else on the island.